Hello, hello. Hey Teague, hey Ray, hey Rem. Hello everybody.
Je serai le président de tous les Français.
Oops. Just realized my stream title's off. Let's fix that. Ping, Liara, what's up? Hello, welcome back everybody. Let's see here. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Monday going? Everybody doing good? Doing good? That's good, Ping. Yeah. Good day so far? A decent Monday? What's everyone up to today? What have you all got going on? Red. Do. Just trying to pull out a couple items here that I think might be useful for today. It's going to be a bit of an experimenting day, since I don't really know. Well, I mean, I guess I do kind of know a bit about kitchens and stuff. Sorry if the initial stream title confused anyone, but yeah. So today, what we're going to be doing is exploring some kitchen concepts. And by that, I mean that extremely in an open-ended way. Okay, not completely open-ended, I should say. I want to explore making, I guess, probably like at least a modern style kitchen, and then maybe like a either Hingen or, I don't know, Gothic or something. I don't know how we do that, but I guess that's the point of exploring a concept, right? Yeah, like I've been wanting to build a kitchen for a long time. And I've never really actually like fully gone in and tried to actually build out a kitchen concept. Whether it's in an actual, like, I don't know. If you've seen some of my builds, you know that I have little bits of kitchens and stuff, but I don't know that I've ever really built a full-on concept. Like, in fact, I don't really know that I've really built many concept builds in general. And what I mean by concept build, I mean like, I think you might have seen on Twitch and Twitter rather, some designers will sometimes just go all in, like all 200 items in on some singular concept. So it's like a tiny little box. It's not a complete build, but it's just like, here's how cool a kitchen I could possibly make if I just went and used all of my slots on that. And I don't think I'm gonna necessarily be able to do like a 300 item slot kitchen just on stream, unless we take many streams to do this. But I just thought, oh, it'd be kind of fun to just like try exploring that idea, because I do want to incorporate a kitchen into potentially a few builds that I'm thinking about for the future. So I thought, hey, why not give it a go, and why not explore a bit together on stream how we could do some of that stuff, because I am kind of new to that as well. So I just want to see what we can come up with, I guess. And I'm sure we probably have some resident experts at some of this who can also throw out some cool ideas as we build. So let's see, Ping's saying chillin', maybe working on FC House a bit more. Yeah. Now's a good time as any to work on it. What do you got planned for the FC House, Ping? Liara is saying buying a story skip for my JPDC alt so I can visit this crazy awesome Thavner build. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, yeah. I think I saw a Karin post about this. Or maybe responding to somebody? Somebody visited that I'm following. I forget who it was. It's like they made a fake, like, or not, like a bit of a town that's on the edge of like an overlook, right? That looks out to like a night scene. Is that correct? You're on like a balcony or something like that having dinner, right? And then you're like looking out at a night scene. Is that the one, Liara? It looked really cool from the little bits that I saw. Oh, cask racks. Ooh, that's an idea. Okay. Masonwork stoves. Flame armoire, bathtub. Wood slot would be good. More thresholds. Blade cupboards. Oh, yeah. Okay. Potion rack. Chocobo rock could be interesting too. Whole bunch of cask racks. Okay, that's good to know I have a bunch of cask racks. And then probably pendant lights. At least one of those. Cool. Okay. I think this will be good enough to get started. Let's see, where do we want to build this? I guess this is as good a spot as any. I do feel like this is a very obvious spot that people often build kitchens. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right, Liara. And then I know you were working on that kitchen concept. Actually, I mean, seeing you working on the kitchen concept is one of the things that made me think about kitchens again. And thinking about like, yeah, like I haven't really ever full on tried to do a kitchen. Only bits and pieces of it, but I've never gotten to do like, I think I've done separately bits of cabinets, bits of countertops, bits of, seating, like bar seating and that kind of stuff, but not like a full built out kitchen. So yeah, let's see. I don't know. Let's see how that could go. And I think it'd be kind of cool to do maybe like 2 different styles. I don't know if we have time for that, but like a more of a modern looking one, but then also maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how this will evolve, but it could be cool to do something that's a little bit different. Because I think modern kitchens are pretty common in a way, right? Like I think that's the most classic one that you'll see on Twitter is, yeah, here, I guess, well, you could start even with what's the one that everyone does is, or not everybody, but I mean, a really rock solid way to start a kitchen is this, right? And by rock solid, I mean like a sort of like tried and true design pattern. Come on. I need to get some dyes and stuff, but so like one of the most, I think, simple concepts that's really, it's actually pretty beautiful in its simplicity is you do this, right? And you take a bunch of wooden staircase bookshelves and you put them all next to each other. And then you basically, if you do this, you get this very modern looking set of wood, and then you can do things like take the wood slats, angle them a little bit, push them in here, and then however big you want your cabinets, you basically just trim them out like this with making a line, right? So you could make cabinets that are really fat if you wanted. So if you wanted to do like this, you could make cabinets like that. Obviously I'm doing this very fast, so it's a little bit wonky looking, but you could do like this, right? And then you can get a, for example, Hingen bookshelf, I think. Something like this, or a cupboard. And you can flip this back. There's a number of ways you can create the other lines, but you could do it like this, right? And you could push this in, and then you can get other lines going the other way, right? So you could do something like this, and then you can get sections of cabinets. You can put little handles on here, or you can take things like cutting boards or wall shelves or bar counters or something, and you can also carve out lines however you want them. So this is like, this would be like a really simple way where like right there, boom, I have how many cabinets now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cabinets. And if you just floated the slat either through the ground or up into the roof, you could easily make it so like this cabinet is one gigantic cabinet, or maybe this whole area is a big cabinet, and then it's only, you know, starts getting sectioned off up here, depending on how you float stuff. And then you can also do something like this. Let's see, how do I, where's my... Uh-oh. Oh, right, this thing has got a really crazy thing. But like, here, what I'm going for... Oh, you know what? I should really just get my wood loft. There was this circular one I had. There they are. Okay. Oh, you know, now that I see that, hold on. Okay, where was that? I just saw something. I think we can use this. Okay, so the other way that people do this, I've seen, is you go like this. Come on. I'm not hitting the center point, that's why. Look like such a novice, no. I know what I'm doing, I promise. I promise I'm a professional. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. And basically when you push these things up, then if you go and go and go here, up, There you go. So now what you just do is you just like make a fake roof right here. And then you have sort of that very modern kitchen look where you have like a counter or something, right? It's this thing, right? And then you have like a countertop or a kitchen, you know, like you can make a sink or something here. Then you could have a bunch of rows of really modern looking cabinets. Use the wood slats or whatever you want to create the lines to separate the cabinets. Then you also have the side cabinets here that are like longer maybe, or it's a fridge or it's a long pantry storage or something. And then if you did this along both sides, and obviously you don't have to have a chocobo counter, you could easily put any kind of counter there. It could just be this. Boom. Boom, right? There you go. And you can see how this is already giving us that look. I think like in this case, you'd want to patch some, like obviously the books are showing, so you'd want either to use another bookshelf here that's rotated this way to cover that up. So if you had your fake wall, blah, 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 hold on. Fake wall, like this, right? Then you need to either, I mean, that actually looks kind of cool, but you could also do this, bookshelf, bookshelf like this. And if this is the edge against the wall, then all you have to do is do this. And cover it up. Bang, boom. Bone white, bam. And then imagine that there'd be the wall ends right here, right? There you go. That's modern cabinet. That's Pinterest right there, right? Let's see. Hold on. Catching up here on chat here. Some kind of bar and adventure hub. Some kind of bar adventure hub sort of thing on the first floor, and probably some DJ stuff for the second floor. All right, yeah, cool. We'll see if housing slots allow for an artificial third floor, but I don't want to trap myself again. Yeah, if you end up with extra slots, then like, go for it. Yo, what's up, Aramore? Hello, housing friends indeed. I'm very interested to see what you come up with. Hi, Aramore, says Leora, and I did more the typical Hingen bookshelves for my base cabinets. They and the wooden staircase bookshelves are really popular to use. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, like the pattern that I have here is a very common design pattern, I think, and it's very Pinterest-esque, or like that very modern. It's not quite IKEA, but maybe even Japan-y kind of looking thing. Yeah, and I think like that's one thing that we can use to build out. I thought this would be kind of cool. I saw this and I thought, oh, if we flip this backwards, that'd be a cool, what do you call it? It's knives rack, right? Like potentially above a stove or something. Just if you had this, maybe, I don't know, maybe two of them or just one of them. But if you flipped it backwards and you just had a little pin board, then that could be a really cool looking, display rack for extra pots and pans or something too. I know you could use the mannequins, right? And then have like culinary and pots and stuff on the wall. So you could do that. And then, oh, let me grab that. Let me grab the slat. God. That's annoying. Really? 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 There we go. Oh, you're kidding me. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so you could do this and then use mannequins and then hang some pots and pans here. And that could be kind of cool and different. You just got to the Thavner build? Holy shit. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It sounds really creative. I'm a big fan of people making dioramas in this game. I think it's a really, yeah, it's really cool to see. It's very hard to do. It's because it takes a lot of forced perspective and a lot of very clever usage of placement of stuff to really trick the eye into seeing things that is not there. Not easy to do. Let's see. Junkmonger dies. Let's get some more bone white. Bone white is so easy to make things just give that modern wood look. Oh, this instantly makes it more like, I guess, like not cottagecore kind of thing. How do we get to this one? There we go. Yeah, there you go. That's like another, I don't know, alternative. I don't know. That doesn't quite look like kitchen. Quite like a kitchen backsplash. But let's see what else we can come up with. Yo, what's up, Kaya? Airmore and Kaya, have you been building anything new now? I know, Kaya, you just finished your build for the tour, and then also you guys redid the Club Orbit yard for your wedding after party, which both of those were fantastic, fantastic jobs, wonderfully done. Wondering if you guys are working on anything else. Trying to work on leveling your crafters before working on any more builds. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good thing to do. Yeah, I have like this alt here that I'm on at the moment that I need to level the crafters here too, so that I can actually have access to more stuff, because I'm a little limited right now. Oh, let's see. What could be what's an interesting way to do this? That's sort of atypical. We used like this before, right? You were using this one. Oh. Oh, I keep thinking like I'm in an apartment too, like I can't push anything from the floor, but actually, yeah, now that I'm in a house right now, so I can actually push stuff up to the floor for like the first time in ever. Let's see here. Quickly, I want to Pinterest some kitchens. I'm just curious to see what are some modern kitchens and like what's something that we could do with that. I have no idea for your next one. Yeah, it's tough sometimes to think about like what you want to do next. I have like quite a catalog of, I mean, over the course of me doing all of these builds, I've kind of built up a pretty decent sized catalog of ideas and stuff, but sometimes just deciding what to do, you know? Decision fatigue is a real thing. And just like, yeah, you guys know about that? I'm not sure if we've talked about that. We probably have talked about that before here on the stream, but have you guys heard of that concept of like decision fatigue? Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Kai has heard of it. Yeah, I mean, it's basically just the concept of that on any given, let's just say period of time or day, you know, is probably the easiest unit. You have a limited amount of decision-making capability in terms of that the more decisions you have to make in a day, the more you kind of get worn down. Because it is like a mental thing that you're kind of overcoming, right? So like attention and energy towards that kind of thing is also finite, in addition to like, for example, if you were to try to run many miles a day, the miles toward the end of the day are probably going to be, you know, you can't really give it your all like you were earlier in the day. So I know that there's the concept of decision fatigue kind of being that like you need to be careful about like overloading yourself on having to make too many decisions, especially big ones on any given day. So that's why it's really important to like separate out your activities, or like if you're doing projects and stuff too, right? Make maybe the bigger decisions early or something like that, and try to make it so you don't have like 40 things that you have to decide on any one day. Break it up across multiple days. And even little things like if you can, like, I think the extreme version of decision fatigue and trying to combat it is when people do things like, you know, you eat the same thing, you wear the same thing, you, like, I guess routine, right, is like a big thing. So like, you know, creating a routine is helping to combat this. You don't have to decide every day, when do I eat? What do I wear? You know, what needs to get done, especially if a lot of it becomes really routine. So it's like, oh, I know it's blah, 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 Monday or something like that. This is the day that I, you know, that I always do laundry or something like that. Or this is like, I don't know, maybe my outfits are pretty much all very similar, unless you have to dress up for like a special event. But on the average day, if you're like working from home, you know, take decisions out. Like, an extreme version is when people do things like wearing only like black V-necks or something, right? But I mean, they don't have to think about what to wear every day. You know, it's like one of those things of just, it's one less thing you have to decide, one less thing that's eating up mental capacity each day. So I don't know, it's an interesting concept because I definitely feel like I get paralyzed by that a lot. Like trying to make too many decisions. And I'm the kind of person who really, really thinks through when I'm doing something to a fault. I mean, to detriment at times, trying to decide stuff. I think you guys have probably even seen me do that on stream, right? Like, I mean, agonizing over, is this the right way this should be angled? Is this the right way it should be angled? And then it ends up being like half an hour later and like barely anything has gotten decided because you're like so concerned with making the perfect move. Man, I don't know. To me, that's a big old mood. That's a really tricky thing. I have the next one. Kai won't let me build anymore until you finish MSQ. post Shadowbringers MSQ though. How far are you along, Aramore, in the Shadowbringers one now? Aren't you pretty much there post Shadowbringer? I mean, you were pretty close. Because you were doing Heroes Gauntlet last I checked, and that was a little while ago already, so... Squeevel, hello! That's so relatable. Yeah, right? First of all, welcome to the stream. I see you're a first-time chatter. Welcome, welcome. Do you do housing as well? Because yeah, I mean, and this, I mean, definitely though, this doesn't just apply to housing. What I'm talking about here with this decision fatigue, but just, you know, like sometimes you get so caught up in trying to make the right move, you just make no moves. Like that is a huge issue. Your brain is just like, nah, fuck this. All right, like you're just like caught in circles, like thinking through something. You think you have like the decision you're gonna go with, but then you're like, yeah, but what if this happens? Okay, well then you probably need to not do it like that, so then you should do it like this, and you just like go in circles for a little while in your head, and it feels like you made 100 decisions and yet you made 0 decisions. Just did Matoya's Relic and pushing through. Nice, Matoya's Relic is a good one. Get that drippy mount. Or not mount, minion. Squeevel says you're too poor. Oh, no, don't worry about that. Well, I shouldn't say don't worry about that, but like, if you want to get started in if you're saying like you're too poor to even get started in housing, I mean, it's very possible to get started in housing with just using an apartment, you know, and just building even with only NPC items. And I say this like as I'm standing in a house right now, but I'm saying this because the vast majority of streams that I've done so far have been me building in an apartment, and twice now I've built specifically with just NPC items. And so I can tell you like from experience that like there's a lot you can do in just an apartment and just with NPC items. And that's, I mean, it's not zero gil, but it's definitely like much more approachable, you know. I know, I just don't want people to get too caught up on the idea of like, for example, I happen to be building in a medium right now, but you don't have to start with the medium. And in fact, I would actually make a strong argument that I think people should start in an apartment, and they should start with minimal money, because it will help you with what we just talked about, the decision thing too. Like, so like decision fatigue goes hand in hand with analysis paralysis, in my opinion, right? Which is basically what I was just saying too, about this idea of like getting caught in loops and like never making decisions. So like you're trying to overanalyze something and you just get paralyzed instead. But like by having not a lot of money, by having only limited space and limited slots of an apartment, you actually, in my opinion, help yourself out a little bit, because then you have fewer things that you have to pick from, and it's not like you have the whole housing catalog, because you can't afford the whole housing catalog, and you can't make or even have to worry about all the glitches and stuff, because you can't like push stuff up to the floor. So it's just like, oh, well, how can I get around that? And I think it's like a really good exercise to get started. And it like, in my opinion, I think it's pretty helpful when you're getting started with housing to have those limitations kind of just like automatically happen because of you being in an apartment or something. Because then, yeah, it really helps you to learn to think outside the box and stuff. And I think that's really good for creativity, and I think it's really good for getting started, not overwhelming yourself, you know? Let's see, I'm kind of just experimenting right now, in case anyone's like wondering what exactly I'm doing here. Like I'm trying to figure out what would be a fun kitchen idea that I haven't really seen. Because there are a lot of kitchens out there, and a lot of them are very good. And I just want to see if we can come up with something that's not really... Okay, I don't want to say it's never been done, because like everything's a remix, right? But I'd love to try to bring something new, at least a little something new to the table if we're gonna do this. Having a stone centerpiece could be kind of cool. Like a stone bit that comes up through the middle. Let me go back to my Pinterest thing. What am I looking at? Pinterest here. Hey, Kitwitch, you're Katali, right? Is that right? Or am I mixing that up? Well, that's very kind of you. Squeevel, you're getting an offer for some help donating to your housing fund to get yourself started. And yeah, also, I mean, you could also see it as an investment too, you know? You put in a bit of guild to get started and get yourself off the ground, and then you can start like doing things like taking commissions and stuff. And then yeah, you could very quickly start to make a lot of that back if you so choose to go that route. I know there's a fair amount of people who make a decent amount of gil. Just like trying out making kitchens, or not kitchens, building things for people and stuff, you know? I mean, it'd be really good. Let's see here. Oh, I like this idea. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think maybe to structure this, I'm gonna try going for... Let's see. Let's say, like, I think maybe I should find an inspiration image and then just try to replicate that. But like not a housing image going, not a housing build, rather. Like find a real life or Pinterest related inspiration image and see if I can take that and put it into the game, basically. Right? I think that'd be a pretty cool way to approach this. Which might end up with something a bit different than just sort of, if you only look at housing for inspiration for housing, you kind of might end up in a bit of an echo chamber, where like you're not really like, if someone hasn't presented or like gotten you started on certain concepts, then you might not think to try something. Versus if you go to real life or just completely, you know, non sequitur kinds of inspiration places, then you can end up with something that's a bit different and maybe a bit more interesting or unique. Let us see here. Okay. Let's see if I can pull some of these images here. So I'm seeing like, I think this modern kitchen idea could be really cool. This one looks, let's see. I'm sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing here. I have like another tab. I'm trying to see if I can pull it over into OBS. But let's, okay. Man, OBS is not happy when I am trying to do stuff on Chrome while it's running. But yeah, let's see here. Okay, so modern. Okay, so we're gonna try to like expand on this, but like make it something that's not just a whole shitload of these staircase bookshelves. because I think we can do something different than that. We can one up that. Let's create a little mood board. Okay, sorry, let's see. I'm trying to pull. You know what? Let's see. Can I pipe this in as a window? I think I can. Oh, that might be a bit. No. I'll just do this really quickly. What are some styles of builds that you guys are interested in? Modern's very popular, but I'm curious, like, kitchen-wise, like, I'm curious if people want to lob out some other types of kitchens that we could try to build out besides just straight up modern. And even if we don't get to it today, I mean, that I wanted to take 2 days here, today and Wednesday, to try to work on these kitchen things. So even if we don't get to it today, I mean, I think we could start thinking about it for Wednesday or something. Because, yeah, I just think there's a lot we could do with... I mean, there's so much you could do with the idea of a kitchen, right? So why not see how we can work on that? Let's see here. Open a new tab. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Okay, I grabbed a handful of images here. Let me save them, and then I'll start popping them into OBS. Let's see here. This will be good. Save image as. Do you guys make mood boards? When you guys are building housing stuff, do you guys make mood boards, or how do you start builds? You know, like. When you're concepting out stuff, right? When you're starting to think through, like, what can I do with this? Let's see here. Kitchens. Rustic, log cabin, tiny living, a messy kitchen. Yo, the tiny living thing, actually. So I was thinking about making a micro apartment for a stream idea. So I definitely think, like, the tiny living thing could come in when we do that, right? Like an idea of, like, making a really small box and then just trying to make, like, a micro apartment or something. So that's definitely on my radar, Teague. Making a sort of a micro apartment or tiny living kind of home. A messy kitchen. Okay. So like rustic log cabin, messy kitchen. Going to turn my main's house into a Lala-sized house. Tiny as in Lala size or compact? So for me, I would say compact, less Lalafell sized. Although, I mean, I guess you could argue that, like, a row or something would never be able to or want to buy such an apartment if it was like that tiny and that compact, because they just simply couldn't move in it. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be thinking so much about Lalafell size. I would be thinking about, like, as if a average size character had to buy a really tiny apartment in, like, Tokyo or something, you know? Because this is a real thing in real life, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen YouTube videos or Pinterest something of tiny homes and stuff. People like turning boxcars and stuff into homes, or shipping crates and things, and they try to fit everything they need in a tiny, tiny little box. And I think that that's really interesting. Just having to figure out the economy of all that, like space-wise, is a very interesting thing. So, yeah, I think that would be a really fun experiment to do. But doing it not just as a kitchen, but like as like a whole. I think, okay, maybe the best way to look at it is it's basically a shipping crate apartment, right? Like, think about building I would just make like a tiny little box in the middle of here or something, and then just see if I can make a functional quote unquote home in just the tiny little space, right? So maybe that'll be something we do like next week or something. I think this can get us on the right track of like starting to think in maybe the more modern sense of stuff. Because I've never really done modern. I mean, I've done bits that are modern-like, but I've never actually full-on built in the modern style. So this is going to be kind of cool to do this. So here, let me get this image up. One sec. Tour. Okay, here we go. Oh, we got icons. Okay, so these are all from Pinterest. I feel like I should make a mood board with these, maybe. Can I do that? Oh, that's gonna be kind of tricky with. Okay, you know what? I might have to just swap between these, but I'll probably put them in a mood board form later. But okay, so I think. Okay, so here, you'll see what I'm saying in a second here. I'll explain. Okay. Okay, so here are some of the... wait, actually, you know what? Before I launch into this, let me first make sure I catch up with the chat here. So there's one... So Liara is saying, usually there's one element that you love and you build a space around that. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's like one element, one item. Like in this case, it would be probably, if we were to build a house around this, I would build the kitchen first. And then, or this would be the start of the house. And then the design textures and elements that I'm doing here would be then pulled through the rest of the design, right? So yeah, I think that's definitely a good way to start it. You're going to do a tiny house. I'm glad okay, cool. It sounds like everyone's like really on board with this idea of doing like a tiny house build. And yeah, Liara, I'm very curious to see, in a way, like I guess we're doing both our own takes on this. Your tiny house would be a Lalafell-sized house, and then mine is more like trying to fit an apartment in a tiny space, but not necessarily miniaturize. Like, I think that's a different thing, right? It's like, for mine, it's not miniaturizing all of the stuff, versus like a Lalafell-sized house, you'd actually be miniaturizing, I think, a lot of the things, right? So tables are much lower, like, you know, like sinks are much smaller, I think, right? I think that's what you mean. Not quite dollhouse, but it is that sort of like shrinking it down a little bit, which is a different kind of interesting challenge. And then mine, I think, would be a little bit more focused on like implying how you would function in such a small place as a normal sized person. But I think like a big thing with tiny homes is that it's very convertible. So there's like a lot of like, oh, this shelf would rotate around and that's where the bed would drop down. So I'm curious how we could try to imply some of those things, like, oh, that this shelf is like this wall would drop away and this is where the bed would come down and stuff. So that'd be kind of cool, pulling all the references from like tiny homes and stuff. You went to a Lala-sized home once and didn't want to leave? Yeah. Just occupy the house, just become a squatter there, and then eventually they'll just give it to you, right? That's how that works. Okay, so can you guys see this? Hopefully, I know I don't want to like cover up everything, but okay, so I'm gonna start showing here some of the mood boardy type images that I'm looking at online, right? So So like something like this, right? And I think, so the thing that strikes me about this kitchen, right, is, first of all, it's minimal, and I think it's very pretty in that minimalism aspect. But I think like what I really like about this is the textures that are going on behind the sink area here, like with the sink area, right? So it's not just, I think yeah, it's too white in terms of the walls and everything like that, but I really like how there's just this nice marble backsplash here, and then the cabinets that are below here have like a very nice, interesting wooden texture to them. And I think actually the fact that it is so minimal around the rest of it means that those textures really pop. And so I think, to me, that's something that I kind of would want to clue in on a bit. Because like right now, if you look at this, right, I mean, I think it's just kind of very samey. And obviously I think this is just, people have seen this texture and this kind of look of the cabinets a lot. So I'd be curious to see if there's alternate ways we could come up with a like similar kitchen overall shape and structure, but then add different kinds of texture. So the first thought is like, when I see this backdrop, I'm thinking like we use the new Almarat marble wall, right, as a backsplash. I think that'd be a really good starting point for that one, I think. Similarly, with something like this, where you have the concrete, it's different. It's a different take on it, right? So like marble versus concrete, but then again, sort of having the texture that then lets the rest of the counter here be really clean, and just have a few of your plates and items scattered around, right? And it is kind of going for a bit of an industrial look, right? I think, again, we have this very interesting texture. Can you see my mouse on that? Dang, I guess you can't see the mouse when it's not a thing. But, okay, the cabinets on the bottom there have a really nice wooden texture. And I really like how it's got that industrial sort of vibe to it. And same with, let's see here. Here's like, okay, here's another. Something else I thought was cool is this one. So this one, I thought this one was interesting because I like the exposed shelving, right? I think that's a running theme here, is with the nice open backsplash. I really like these long exposed shelves. And then we can put really purposeful, elegant looking bits of clutter on it, I think. And then this one I thought was kind of cool because of that the shelves in the bottom are exposed themselves. So I wonder if there's a way that we could create this where we have like a second countertop below the actual main countertop, and that has like extra pots and pans or other things going on beneath it. I think that would be really neat to see, because I don't think I've really seen much of that. There's like cabinets that are open, for example, just using like a mounted shelf or something, right? Like you could use either actual cabinets like these, right, that have shelves there, or maybe mounted bookshelves, right? But I think it'd be kind of cool if we could figure out a way where it's literally like a see-through table, a see-through, right, with this thing. It's just an exposed shelf below there. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a hard, we have to do this. But it's more just like, I kind of want to, in my opinion, I'd like to do this, and I'd like to try to bring something to the table here that I haven't really seen been done. I'm not saying that no one's ever done it, but I've not maybe seen it done. So, and here's another one too. Slats, right? But that's a cool alternative to a oven vent, I think. Having a bunch of wooden slats be the vent above an oven or a stove area. So like that's one way to do it. But here's like another variation of using the slats in a different kind of way that I hadn't seen, is combining the slats with the open shelving just to create a little bit of like a sliding grate thing that, or a, what is it? I guess a shelf door panel, as it were. So, yeah, I don't know. I think so. A combination of interesting backsplash with a nice texture, playing around with the wood textures and how we're building out the counters and stuff, so it's not just using the most obvious items, to maybe just create a little bit more of a visual, interesting texture to the whole build. And then exposed shelving, definitely above the countertop, but also below the countertop. And then using wood slats or other maybe semi-transparent materials to help break up the lines a bit and possibly create what looks like openings and closings and stuff of certain areas of the shelving. So I think, and I think that's all possible. I'm pretty sure that's all doable. It might not all work in the first go, but I think that's very feasible. And now I'm debating, do I even want to build it in that corner, or should I just put it out in the open and just go all out on just putting it in the open? I think that might be easier in a way. Okay, so first things first, let's see. Let's figure this out. So actually the cask racks could be a really cool looking bit at the top, right? Like I was talking about how we want like an interesting wood texture. Not as the backdrop, I think that's different than what we're going for, but like at the very top, just having a trim of the cask racks. Actually, Rem, I know, was using the cask racks to great effect. I think most people think of this as very like dark and rustic, like cabin-y kind of vibe. But I know like the way Rem was using the cask racks, it looked really elegant and modern, despite the fact that these by themselves don't look very modern. But I definitely think that this is like a potential. That texture is just so good. It's just so interesting. And it's not just super repeating or low quality or something. So that's really good. That's really nice. Oh, you meant the table, not the counter to the right. Oh, so in that image, Kevin, I did mean the counter to the right, right? Let's see. Where was it? This one, I think we're talking about. I think we're talking about this one. And if we are talking about the same one, then on the right-hand side of this, there's the exposed shelves, a sort of marble countertop, and then below the countertop, there are, there's a second set of shelving there, basically. And then there's like just these, I guess, table legs, basically, that kind of help support the counter above it, right? So I'm thinking something like, maybe like antique wooden shelves to create this shelving. And then either wood slats, but ideally we could come up with something that's like a wooden peg there, right? Like ideally, I like how it'd be a really neat effect if you could see through it. Because if you're looking at the table leg aspect of that counter on the right, where the metal pots are below the counter, right? It's a single table leg that's kind of coming down from the top counter. And I do think that it's really cool if it was continuous like that. Because the easy solution would be to put wood slats there and just have it be segmented out. But I think a more visually interesting thing would be if we can figure out a way to have them all connect up so it is like a singular shelf below there that's not getting separated by wooden slats. And that's like, I think, probably a big running theme through a bunch of what we're doing here would be trying to not just do what's the obvious solution and trying to go for something a little bit more layered or something a little more interesting. Maybe the loft beds, if the bed part isn't too far above the peg part. Yeah, right, exactly. So like something, right, like how we do, let's see, like this. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, right here. Ooh, wait, right here. There it is. This little peg right here, right? And then have like antique wall shelves or something along here or wherever, right? And then that would be the little pegs. Because this is too fat, this area over here. But like this, put in a row, could be really nice. Right? There's like a couple variations you could probably do with some of these things. I know there's other items that have little bits that stick up at the top. But yeah, that would be a really solid way to do it. You know, I mean, depending on how fat the countertop is too, I mean, there's other, there could be other ways as well with other bits of items. But yeah, actually, I don't know, that loft bed idea does sound very efficient, and it would be matching the wood texture. So, okay, so let's see, where do we want to do this? Let's just build it in here. Let's just keep it wide open, right? Why not? I can always move it. All right, you guys go over here. Need you out of the way. Okay. Okay, so... Ooh, get this back out of the inventory. Okay, so... Let's block this thing out. Right, let's use some stage panels and just kind of block out the space that we were going to be building in. There you go. Okay. So if we have this... I'm going to use these, even though I just said I don't want to use them, but I mean, I'm going to have them just to be a bit placeholdery so we can kind of understand how we want to do this. Okay, so we have this. We need a countertop here, right? So the basic layout is this. Get one more of these. So if we're taking it like this, right? Okay, and then we'll have like some open exposed shelves above. And then I think we need a fake ceiling. So, right, it would be... Obviously, we won't use the wooden ones, but effectively like this, right? Okay. So probably need 2 of the Almarat walls to create the marble backdrop. We want to have, I would say, a sink right here, and then we can have the open exposed pots and pans here, right? So just to represent that, right? What if we did... Okay, so something like this, right? Where we'd have this open, this whole long counter, but then over here is kind of where we have the secondary shelves, right? Let's material, oh, manor servant, this guy. Wall decorations. Let's grab some antique wall shelves really quick. I'm just gonna plop these down so that way, let's see here. Really? Wait, are they? They're wall mounted? Wall decorations. Antique wall shelves. There they are. Okay. I think there's going to be a more... Hopefully there's a more elegant way to do this, because I think these are not going to quite look right. But for the sake of just trying this out, we're going to try it here. Okay, so... Okay, they're kind of like that, right? Oh, actually, it looks kind of cool already. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you can see, there we go. So that's like that, and then, okay, you know what? For the sake of blocking it out, why not grab some more of these? Antique wall shelf. You know what? I'm gonna grab even more. Okay. So... Right, so... something like this. Although that's very high. I realize these shelves should be much lower, probably. The placement of these is going to be super scuffed right now, but that's okay. Okay, so like that, which would mean that our sink and our vent is like basically on top of here, right? So we saw there was the wooden slat version of that. So for example, you could do this, right? There. Or even on a very simple level, let me see, like this. Like a vent, I'm trying to think like what would be a very easy vent hood area. There's the stone one. Or this. Flip backwards? No, not quite. What about this one backwards? How does this look? How does this look forward? Back. Huh. Could create a hood of some sort like that. Maybe for now, what does this look like when we dye this? Da-da-da. Although I don't know if I actually want such a closed off looking vent hood. But we can try this for now. Okay, here we go. Actually, it should be low, right? It should be, oh crap. Damn it. I hate it when you float something and then you accidentally push it back to your inventory. That's very annoying. Trying to go too fast. Oh well, at least it floats very quickly. That was a stage panel. Stream over. Done. Everybody come back next week. Okay. There we go. Now we rotate. Okay. Much better. Okay. So, if anything, this starts to inform some of these things. So, these it'd make more sense if they were like this, probably. Oh, the double shelf's kind of cool. Yeah, so something like that. We need this fake ceiling. The worst, yeah, right, Teague? Yeah. I really wish that they would institute like a mechanism where we can lock a furniture in place and then you can't click it. That'd be so nice to have like the ability to freeze something in position and then just make it so you cannot touch it at all. Until you unlock it through a very directed unlock mechanism of some sort. Let's see, how does the plates look, I think? So for example, if we have plates here. Beautiful. Yeah, see, so like that, the exposed shelves. Okay. That looks kind of... actually, honestly, even just just having the exposed elements and stuff, I think that's already not bad looking, you know? Let's see. Let's look at our reference stuff again. So... Oh, I realized, hold on. I realized this thing is really blown out. That's why it looks so bright. Maybe that's why you said also it's like really white. Because I have like a small little color correcting thing on OBS that helps brighten the background up a bit. Because like when I'm in prominence and stuff, it's really, really dark. It comes across really dark on stream. And people don't have all the luminance of their computer screens, so let me fix that though. Well, it's gonna get worse, and then it's gonna get better, I think. One moment. There we go. That's much better. All the white and stuff aren't so blown out. Okay. That's much more viewable. This reminds me, by the way, I noticed this when I was looking at the stream VOD for the housing tour, which, by the way, is up on YouTube now. If anybody did miss the housing tour and wants to catch up on the latest one that we just did in July, that's on my YouTube channel, so you can go take a look at that. Here's a link to the YouTube. There you go, YouTube's. But I noticed that on that tour, I was going in and out of really bright spaces and really dark spaces as we went in and out of houses, and I wasn't thinking about toggling my little bit of the color brightening on and off. So it was really blown out on a couple of yards. If you guys happen to notice that, you know, we go into like a really dark house and then we go outside and then it's really bright and the colors are all like, it's just completely blown out into white. If you notice that, let me know. Just say something in the chat like, hey, you know, turn down the color filter or something like that, or turn down the brightness filter, right? Turn down the brightness. And then just help remind me, because sometimes I'm watching my screen and so I don't quite notice as much how it looks on OBS or on your guys' side. So if you notice that and it looks way too bright or it looks way too dark, just tell me. And I have a couple of settings that I can switch and hopefully address that. But I need your guys' help a little bit to make sure that I'm always able to do that. Okay, so where we wanted to go with this. Let's see. Maritime walls. Let's see here. Oh, right. So, I mean, we probably want to figure out how to make a nice stove. So a nice stove top, and then getting a bit more of the shelves cleaned up. So I need to make some loft beds. I need to make the Amaranthine walls, the marble walls. Probably get a hold of some like wine glasses and some things like that. Okay. How much are the walls? Amaranthine marble walls, I think they are. Let's see here. Are they called marble? I wonder if they're called marble. Oh, that's right. This is a marble flooring. What are those called? Is it Amarat? How do you spell? Oh, hold on. Am I misspelling that? I am probably misspelling this. There we go. Amaranthine interior wall. Thank you, Teague. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. I will figure out how to get these myself. Because I'm not gonna pay that much. That's nuts. We can make this happen without having to spend exorbitant amounts of money. I just need to level my crafters and stuff here. What else were we saying we needed? We needed loft beds. I'm guessing I need to craft these as well. Requires time node stuff. Oh, whoa, these are hella cheap. Okay, beautiful. We can definitely do at least this part. I'll get 3, why not? They're dirt cheap. What about the back of the bathroom wall tiles? So yeah, I think the back of the bathroom wall tiles also would work. But I have also seen that being done a bunch recently. So I was kind of, I wanted to try out the Amarantine marble. But yes, the back of the bathroom wall tiles is incredible. So it's not that this wouldn't work. I was just kind of thinking that we could try something a little different. But yeah, like this, I mean, the texture is amazing for this, right? But I don't know. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I guess in terms of like rustic looking stuff, this does match very well. I wanted to at least try one of the Amarantine walls. If it doesn't look very good though, if it doesn't feel like it fits, then this would be the fallback. So, so the back of the demon wall item, the demon wall thing is, in my opinion, the texture isn't that good, is the problem. It's a good thought though, Kevin, because I know a lot of people do use them and they're really big, which is really nice. They take up a lot of space. This demon wall sculpture, right? So the front, I think, has a fantastic texture, but the problem that I have is that the back feels a little bit like they blurred it or something. I don't know. Is this the case on everybody's screen or is it just my screen? I don't know. Maybe. Oh wait, let me put this backwards. Here. So. Yeah. So see this? Like, is this the way it looks for everybody? Do you see what I mean? Where the front of this has a really beautiful, awesome texture, but then the back looks like, it looks like someone took the same texture and they blurred it by like 200%, right? Versus the bathroom tile here, right? Look at how detailed this is, right? Look at all that texture and grain and stuff. And then look at this one, right? It's like, it doesn't have that same kind of fidelity in terms of the way it, yeah, so. So I was thinking, also from a slot perspective, having two Amarantine walls next to each other here would cover the entire backsplash. Whereas having to use bathroom tiles, it'd be like, 6 or 8 tiles maybe to be able to cover everything. So if the Amarantine walls work perfectly by themselves, then we save ourselves like 4 or 5 slots, right? So I think that's also another reason why if we could get the Amarantine marble walls to work, then slot-wise, efficiency-wise, it would be good. Although, using the walls in the way that I think we're going to have to use them will probably mean this is not going to be a very apartment-friendly build, because I'm thinking we're going to push them up through the floor. So this probably won't be a very apartment-friendly version, unless everything got pushed up off the ground. But yeah. Give them a demon wall, some glasses, and a chef hat. Demon wall kitchen. There you go. There's an idea for your next build, Teague. Demon wall kitchen. Oh, and Liara, yeah, if you're able to do that, please don't break your bank though. I mean, if you happen to have some of the materials and stuff to craft those, that'd be wonderful. But do not bend over backwards or, spend hundreds of thousands of gil or anything on making those. And then let's see. Let's put a. Oh, I don't even need a way marker. We literally have the answer right here. I'm going to use these bathroom tiles so that I can line up my loft beds. Right? If I do it like that, that shouldn't give me enough. Okay. This. Oh gosh, okay. There we go. Okay. And now we can put the loft beds. This is gonna be annoying if these can't quite line up. Oh yeah. Ah, that's annoying. It's okay. We can place some storage, which is gonna be extra annoying, but it is what it is. It's only gonna cost about 2K to craft the mats. Holy heck! Amazing. Crafting is just absolutely insane. It's so good to have a crafter leveled up. The amount of gil it saves you is just totally bonkers. Ah, crap. Okay, yeah. This is a pitch here for pushing the kitchen really far from the wall. Okay, honestly, everything's very movable right now in the kitchen, so maybe we'll just let this inform how we do everything. Okay, yeah, let's just use the loft beds as the positioning for everything else. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Where am I at? One sec, Liara. Can you add me? It should be my same name. Let's see here. On Bismarck, right? So. Oh yeah, wait, no. I mean, sorry. That wasn't clear. I'm on Bismarck right now. That's why it's so expensive. Oh, this is going to be very not quite. It's gonna be pretty messy. I need my lofting things. Give me my lofts, my wooden lofts. Fake ceiling. Do you actually have all the materials on here too? That's amazing. Did you? Yeah. Dang. You're kidding. Where's the middle point of these things? Middle, oh my gosh, over there, okay. Actually, could I do it like this and hit all at the same time? Oh no, it's not going to go far enough, is it? Nope. But these should be able to pop up really far. Should be very fast. Okay, so as I'm raising these up, honestly, I could have probably measured this out a little bit better, but just to test the look of this stuff. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we need this a little bit lower because we don't want to see that little peg near the ground. And it's a little bit too high for the counter. Okay, so like a grid snap lower, basically. Okay, a grid snap lower. Like that. That should be good. At least to start. Okay, let's make sure to rotate these. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Good thing we have the other one over there to help mark out where we're going. Dang. Hold on. Flip this around. Can I jump this? Can I jump it all the way up? Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Are those even? I think they are. Okay. There she is. Okay. Okay, I think that should be about good. There, look at that. Okay. Right, and if we just bring everything forward. Ooh, okay. Yeah. There we go. Pull this out. Let me grab this one thing back. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Now we have this. And actually, we want it to be where the walls can be perfectly, yeah. There we go. Because we're gonna have our two, hopefully, just two Almaritine interior walls there. Bam. Oh. Might as well connect these up. Can't get inside? Oh, is it locked up? Hold on. There you go. That should let you in. Okay, yeah, that's really cool looking. Okay, so then like we would have, for example, bar counters or something, right? It's basically this. Yeah, look at that. And then we have our exposed shelves in the bottom. Could easily put the antique wall shelves or some other shelf that's like just really floated really low. And then that would make a really cool looking, you know, this very rustic looking thing. If we push these up ever so slightly too, where the little top pegs here are pushed a little bit closer to the counter, or whatever surface we use as a counter up there, that would be really nice looking. Oh, there she is. Oh. Hello. Thank you so much. Yay, thank you, thank you. How much was it? I have Gil. I can give you Gil. Especially if it was a lot, please let me help pay. Oh, thank you. And welcome to my house. Welcome to this nice, beautiful open medium right now we get to work in. Make yourself at home in the only kitchen concept that I have here. Looks cooler in person? Yeah, right? Like, I feel like that's a very, you know, spaces, you gotta be in the space or else it doesn't really have the same feel. Like as you move around, as you move your camera around, right? You're like trying to figure out like how it feels and stuff. And it's just not the same until you're actually in the space. I feel like. Oh, here's another idea. So I've done this before too with in past builds using this oriental tub because I really like the texture on the oriental tub. Look at this wooden texture and everything. Looks beautiful. So here's another idea for our false ceiling, right? Is we used the wooden tubs. I think that could be a really pretty looking, industrial looking texture. Even honestly on the bottom here, if you just use only the edge here, like that, even that as a trim, or this as a trim on the bottom would be really pretty looking. Your medium house here looks the same though. At least you have a kitchen going. You only have NPCs. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's kind of nice though. It's honestly it's kind of nice to have this like a big space where it's not like I have like a huge cluttered inventory and a huge cluttered like everything. It's like just so open, like blank slate, which is something you don't often have once you've been doing housing for a while. I guess maybe you do have it if you have a lot of commissions or something, but like in my case, right? Like I've been reusing the same apartment over and over and over again for the stream, just having to tear stuff down every single time. So that inventory there is a nightmare right now. So it's really nice to actually have the blank slate. And also, okay, so let's see what partitions, blank partitions, right? Which blank partition can we use to put the wall on? I'm guessing we would just use this, because these ones have the trim, which is kind of annoying, right? Like it doesn't become seamless. Like this one, actually, this is my favorite blank partition, I think. Just because I really like how even the sides here have a nice texture and everything. But when you put wallpaper, it's not seamless because it has this big gutter side panel thing. So the Riviera one and the Hingen one actually create a seamless texture. And the Riviera wall, I don't care for this pattern right here on the top of the Riviera one. But it is cleaner on the bottom maybe here. Like the Hingen one has this little notch, and that little notch is not quite clean, versus the Riviera one is perfectly clean, right? So that might be our winner, Riviera partition. Blah, 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 blah. What do I need? Okay, partitions. Blank Riviera partition, right? I think. And then let's use our little spacer thing here again. So we know where the dividing line is, right? Which is... should be right there. Oh, one more over. There we go. Okay. So our two Riviera partitions, this is the center point of them. Where is it? Okay. Oh, we can't see this. Crap. Oh, there we go. Okay. Riviera partition. Come look at my creepy blank basement. Right there? Okay. Oh no, there we go. I guess, is it like this? We can always reposition this. I think. Oh, there. And hello, Noah Lost in Space. From one Noah to another. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Hi, how's it going? Happy Monday. Ooh. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, let's float this up. Oh, is that not one? Wait, is that not the center? Ah, that's right. That's the center. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. Let's turn grid snap off. There we go. Okay, so you can't quite go for the full height of the black bit there, but roughly about there. Man, this texture, look at this texture. Oh, not that texture. Look at this texture. Goodness. The only thing is, I mean, okay, this is nitpicking, but like I do just wish it didn't repeat like that, you know? Like I could see if obviously you put them next to each other, it would repeat, but like it does feel a little bit like, oh man, like you like made the texture so detailed looking. Why did it have to be like 4 panels and then the top 2 exactly the same and the bottom 2 exactly the same? You know what I mean? I don't know. Feel like even if you just flipped this around, flipped both of these around so it was like an arc happening here or something, you know? But then it wouldn't look so like just like stamped next to each other, you know? It's... Yeah, exactly, Noah, right? Yeah, see, like the texture is so good too. It's just, if you just flipped them around so it wasn't just so copy pasted right next to each other, we haven't brought this up in a long time, but there was a thing when I first started streaming housing, and something that like I have thought about a lot when I house, and it's the 9 out of 10 thing, which is like so many of the items they keep adding recently in housing are really amazing. Like they're really, really good, and they're noticeably a step up, quite a few steps up even from previous items they've given us in the past in terms of texture and the quality and usability. But the 9 out of 10 thing comes in when it's just like, but there's like this thing. There's like a thing about it that makes it just kind of like, damn it, why did you have to do it like that? there's like a one thing. The other 9 out of it's a 9 out of 10, but the last 1/10 is like, damn. Sometimes it's almost a deal breaker, right? Or it's just like a, why would you do this, right? So this, for example, wood slats. Oh my gosh, amazing, super extremely versatile item, right? Like what a S tier item all around. Except why do things that are snapped to it not sit on the panel? Right? Why is everything like 3 inches away from the wood? You know? It just seems like this is the 1/10 thing, but it's that 1/10 thing that you're just like, this seems like there's probably a reason, but I don't know. In my opinion, you look at that and you think like, that seems like it would have been really easy to fix, right? Like this seems like it would have been very simple to not have that be the case, and it would make so much more sense. Because the thing about this too is, I feel like the implication for these, besides the way that we use them in really crazy ways, is that you could just use this to divide a room. And given that they are like a wall-mounted surface, it seems reasonable that you would mount things directly to the panel, right? So why... It feels like this would occur even on a basic level of housing, where you just have this in the middle of the room and you have a poster attached to it. Now, why would the poster be floating? It baffles me. I don't know. Color me perplexed. I don't know. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. In the grand scheme of things, I'd rather us have these marble things, or I'd rather us have the wood slats than not have them. But like, man, you know, whoever did that, couldn't you just like done that one little bit? I think there was another one too, like where it's like really amazing, but then like there's just like one part of the texture that just doesn't look very good, or it's like untextured. And you're like, wait, why would you? Oh, the pawns. I think someone said they might have fixed the pond glitching, but like the eastern interior pond, that when you look at it from the bottom, it's beautifully textured top to bottom, including the underside of it, except that for some reason, small little bits of the texture like glitch with itself, which just seems like you took such pains to make all the rocks around the entire rim all unique. It's not even like a repeating pattern of rocks, and yet the bottom texture glitches with itself? Why? Squeeple, you never noticed? Are you talking about the wood slat thing? Because yeah, it's definitely something like, you don't notice it until you're like maybe trying to like, you know, polish up some details. And then you suddenly are like, wait, what? Wait, why? Why? Yeah, let's see. Let's reset this for a second. Yeah, the wood slat thing. Yeah, I don't know. Well, now that you've seen it, you can never unsee it. You know, again, 9 out of 10 though. 9 out of 10 item. Amazing in every other way. It's just like, I just don't understand. Yeah. Let's see. Does the eastern interior pond do this too? So that thing. This one. It's okay. So the thing about this one, right, was, does it still do it? They actually fixed this one. This is okay. This is amazing. This never happens. They never actually go back and fix anything in terms of like, once a housing item's out, it's usually just out. But so the eastern interior pond, right? Yeah. Before, it used to be the case that little bits of it, just like little parts of the rock, like if you look here in the top left of the that's closest to me of the pond, there's like, you can see the little triangle bit there where the rocks would overlap a little bit underneath. It's like colliding right here with the wood stage panel, right? Or the wood slats. I'm tracing it using the wood slats, right? This little area. And that used to like texture glitch by itself, like without even having other items interacting with it. It would just texture glitch randomly. And it was like, what? You know, again, every single rock around this whole thing, for the most part, I guess I haven't really like scrutinized it, but like, it feels like they took such pains to make every single rock here look different, right? I don't see any repeating patterns here that are obvious. Just like, let's see, no lost space. Also, one thing I have a love-hate relationship with slats about is the color changes with the lighting settings. Oh, like you mean as you change the light lower, higher or lower? And stuff? That it changes the look of it? That is actually something that can be to your advantage in a way, depending on, yeah, like the lighting here is a little weird because like one of the reasons I often build on light 0 is because if you knock the light to light 0 and then you only use lighting within the build, it actually smooths out a bunch of the colors mismatching, which I think is fantastic because, I mean, well, I guess it'd be nice if we didn't have to do that, but like a lot of times there are textures that you're using that like, or not textures, I'm sorry, colors, right? So these happen to match very well, but like, for example, this is dyed bone white and this is dyed bone white, and yet you can see that these two are completely different shades, right? Like distinctly different looking. But if you turn the lights to light 0 and you just put a fake light there, it'll look way less noticeable. What did I just do? I think I warped to the door. So I definitely have used this trick in a bunch of places. So like, that's how it looks normally. If I go to light 0, it doesn't always work perfectly, but by using like an artificial light, do you see how that's like way less noticeable? Right? It's still there, but it's just so much less obvious than when it's on light, you know, much higher lighting. So yeah, this is a little bit different than what you're talking about, Noah, I think, but like, yeah, see, like this has saved me so much, where you're fitting items together and you're trying to make them look cohesive, and they just, the colors just can't match up. But then sometimes if you do this, like you'll just have to, for example, maybe dye this one, the Hingen sideboards, like one shade darker, just to get them a little bit closer to this. And then if it's only a little bit of difference, doing this light trick, just put it on light 0 and use artificial lighting, it'll smooth out the difference and you can't even tell. Especially if the light is like, for example, way over here or something. Like there's like ways you could position it too, right? Where it's even less noticeable. Like if it's like that, that's less noticeable, I guess, than, or maybe you can do some trickery like that, right? Barely noticeable that there's any difference there. Yeah, see, like there, yeah, that's maybe a great, there. Do you see how, right there, now the way I have the light, that looks like it's one piece of wood, for the most part. I mean, you can barely tell that they're different colors. And you can do this across an entire ceiling or an entire kitchen or like an entire floor area or something like that. Like a whole living room. If you just put the chandelier in a proper position and get the dyes matching as close as you can, and then just turn everything off to 0, you'll probably find that the whole thing becomes way more unified looking. And here's another pro tip, right? So I haven't really experimented with this, but so the problem occurs then that it's the ceiling light that's casting all the really distinct differences, right? But like if you do this, and this is really dark though, so if I was trying to take pictures of this, it'd be a problem because it's really dark. But in G pose, I think you can adjust the brightness. But if you leave the lights on 0, you can actually up the brightness of everything but the ceiling light doesn't turn on, right? So now you're just upping the brightness of all the other light sources. So the ceiling light doesn't turn back on, and this actually still stays much more smoothed out in a way, right? See how that's still very smooth, but you have the build much brighter. So there's another like tip for if you're taking photos of stuff. Like this basically turns the light off too, right there. So that's another useful thing that I was thinking about recently, is like that you smooth all the textures out by having the lights technically off, and then you just use GPO's manual brightness adjustment to bump the brightness back up. And then you still get a bright build that you can actually photograph without having to, yeah, turn the lights back on. See? Lights are still off. So there you go. I don't know. Hopefully that helps someone out there. Hopefully finds that useful. Let's see. I have an idea. Invisible Wonders saying I have an idea that goes with a messy kitchen concept. Kitchen that captures grabbing a midnight snack with an open fridge with a light inside. Ooh, that's cool. Try it. Yeah, go for it. Try that idea. I'd love to see what you take, where you take that idea. It could be like a very almost spooky looking kind of thing, right? It could be very peaceful, or it could be kind of spooky. With the light just kind of shining out of the fridge. You gotta get going. Kitchen's coming along. Yeah, thanks for coming, Teague. We'll see you next time. I think maybe Teague already left, but if you haven't, see you next time. We are getting right up to the end of today's scheduled time too. But I think this is a great start. I think I'll probably, let's see here. I might just like craft and or go buy Market Board Hop and buy a few more items off stream and stuff. But I think this kitchen concept is sort of coming along pretty well. We need our bottom shelves. I feel like we're gonna need to play around with the position of the marble too. The lofted beds in the marble. I think the marble needs to snap forward a bit more. Potentially. So actually there's two thoughts there. So on the one hand, the marble is too far back, right? I think. Or you could see it as being too far back. Because the counter is like, there's this gap. On the flip side, by leaving the gap, or even a very small gap, it could mean that we have a chance to put lighting hidden in the ground that just illuminates the marble backdrop, right? So as opposed to having to put lights on the counter to illuminate it, we could have recessed lighting that's like this, maybe. And I wonder how that looks. Let's see here. If I turn this down, right? Ooh, look at that. Yeah. So then we could get recessed lighting where we get the marble glowing a bit. And I wonder if we strengthen up that a bit, then even if the lights are turned back up, if we can get a really cool looking like glowing rim to the marble here. I think that would look really nice. So maybe the marble isn't actually too far back. It's exactly where it needs to be. Mistake or happy little accident? Huh? You never know. It's all in the eye. How you look at it, right? This might be a bit of a nightmare to float. I think we might need to pull the tables down. Or pull the loft beds down a bit. In order to get this to float. Let's get these as high as I can get them though. Actually, this is probably a good time to look how this is looking up top. Okay. How high is that? Ooh, perfect. Okay. So if we get that one grid snap higher roughly, then it's like about the full height of this fake ceiling. Although that being said, I think it's kind of nice if we don't see that little seam right there. Like if it was just the one panel of marble across the whole way here. I don't know. Could play around with that a little bit. Well, I'll knock it up to the higher one for now, since we are using the full height, it looks like. Let's go. There we go. Oh, actually, you know, I can do this like this. Right there, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Ugh. Positioning. Come on. Let me position this here. Really, please. Ugh. Okay. It's not gonna cooperate. We can use this, maybe. Okay, we want to not hit the loft beds, but we do want to hit the center of that. There we go. Okay, and rotate, rotate, rotate. Beautiful. Let's go back up. Ta-da, okay. We would have our fake ceiling. Roughly there. Okay. Where'd my last... There it is. Okay. Take this. Bada boom, bada boom. Okay. And then... I think we could almost use a bar. I mean, I think a bar counter could really work. Something like this. Oh, that's maybe the obvious answer. How's that looking? Yeah, dark kitchen with the soul. Yeah, dark kitchen with the kitchen light being one of the sole lights in this place. I think that'd be really cool for G-pose. Invisible Wonders, what you're talking about, that'd be really interesting. I feel like it would need jellyfish because it would be cool blue light rather than the usual warm light, yellow. Yeah. I think, yeah, I definitely think it'd be really cool to use a jellyfish. Or what else could there be that's like a really cool blue light? But I know what you mean. Yeah, the color temperature of the light really would matter for that build to give it that ice cold fridge kind of vibe. In Katali's, so many floating bits, kitchens are intimidating. They don't have to be though, right? I don't know, Katal, if you were here in the beginning, but like kitchens don't have to be super crazy. I mean, I'm pushing some of these things up from the floor, but like these are all just snapped to the wall. You know, this isn't too crazy in terms of floating stuff. Like it's a few things floated up from the floor. I'm also going a little bit like more advanced in terms of what I'm building for this. But the really basic one, if you just use a bunch of wooden staircase bookshelves and then hang in sideboards, then you can make a very nice looking modern kitchen with minimal floating having to happen. And all you have to do is pretty much just lay these out in an arrangement that kind of emulates a modern kitchen with shelves. And so don't get too intimidated. Like I think it's you can have a lot of fun with this. It can be as complicated or as simple as you want it. I just happen to be trying to do something a little bit different. And like I'm trying to intentionally make things a little bit more hard and like off the beaten path in a way. You know. Nice kitchens are my favorite, and this is one of my favorite streams. You just struggle with the floating. Yeah, no, I mean, the floating it's definitely something where you have to just do it more and more. And then over time you'll get better at it, you know? You'll start to learn the nuances of how to float stuff and how to like layer things a little bit more. But I think I started off the stream pretty early on and talking about this. I'm not sure if you were here already when I was talking about this, but like the idea of don't worry so much about going really crazy and using like 300 item slots on like a kitchen right from the start, you know, or even having to build in a house. In this case, I'm pushing stuff up from the floor because I'm in a house and I can do it. So I'm going to try to see what I can, you know, use that to my advantage. But keep it simple. There's a lot you could do just in an apartment. And if anything, build like 2 or 3 kitchens without float or with minimal floating. And then that way just keep adding complexity every single time you build the kitchen and just do it really fast, you know? You were here from the start of the stream. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, like don't, I would say with housing, it's more important that you do lots of builds than to try too crazily to get really advanced really fast. Like too much crazy layering, you know? Scarlet Rose. No worries. Oh, you're a little late. Hey, it's all good. Look, we'll be back on Wednesday, though, continuing this build. So if this interests you, then absolutely, you know, jot it down. Maybe have a little bit of a nap earlier on if you can, and come back Wednesday because we're going to continue this kitchen concept. So, and also, as always, I'm uploading every housing stream to my YouTube channel. I just uploaded the housing tours, and I know that I'm still a little behind on the uploading the VODs, but they'll all be up on the YouTube channel too, so you can always watch it even if you missed it. So no worries. You can always catch up before Wednesday or something, you know? And realistically, I mean, a lot of it is just me experimenting anyway, so. But I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you, Scarlett? Did you have a nice nap? Let's see here. What are we gonna do here? Would this be interesting? Would it be interesting to have like a row of Nah, I think that's too much. We don't need windows up there. How would a cask rack look like flipped backwards? Right, as like trim top. There we go. You can see what it would look like. As forming like our little fake roof, maybe. Huh. A little too dark, maybe in this particular case. But I like, yeah, man, I like this. How this is looking. Feels very modern, industrial. I think, let's see. So what else do we wanted to try to do? Try to maybe do like the wood slat thing coming down. I think the wood slat thing here would be cool. I wonder if we can make this cleaner too, actually. There is a part that says that a very industrial reclaimed wood look is very nice. But I could also see an argument to be made that we use, for example, bar counters that are floated up. Because this would be a much cleaner looking shelf that I've used in past things, right? So if we push this in the wall and go like that, then we have a much cleaner looking shelf versus the antique one. So that could be something worth considering. Oh, it's morning here in Australia. Just woke up and had a good sleep in though. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Was up late yesterday making a design for a cafe for your FC house. That's fun. How cool. The designs and pretties are the most difficult to put together. The designs and pretties are the most... Sorry, what did you mean by that last one? The designs and pretties are the most difficult to put together? Also, if you are... if you'd like, we'd love to see what you did for this cafe for the FC house. If you're in my Discord, yeah, would love to see your work in progress or in the showcase. Pretty decorations, got it, yeah. Scarlett, are you in my Discord? And if not, would you like to be? Cause yeah, we'd love to see what you're working on. I'm curious to see what you're building. Ah, okay. Well, did you post already? I don't know. Maybe you already did post. But if you haven't, showcase or the work in progress sections would be awesome, so we could see what you're making. What else were we gonna do with this? Let's look back at our thing really quick here. Oh, shoot. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah, so like going back to like, yeah, there we go. We can kind of see how this is coming together, right? The reference, or one of the references, particularly the right-hand side of this, with those open shelves. And then now sort of what we have. If I angle the camera like this. Let's see here. Hey, there it is. Yeah. We got the exposed shelves below the main counter. The sort of industrial looking shelves up top. And then like, I think they don't have a kitchen, or they don't have a sink area right there that well. I can't, a little hard to tell. It's stovetop kitchen sink area. And then fridge on the side. Oh, that's something we could add too, a fridge on the far side. But yeah, I think, okay, yeah, I think that'll be what we do on Wednesday. Right, and you have put up your Namazu restaurant. Oh yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, yeah, okay, that's why I was confusing it. So yeah, you are Leonie, right? Yeah, in the Discord versus and in game, I believe, right? And then here you're Scarlet on Twitch. Okay. Yeah, I think next time I'll have to get a bunch of plates and some other things. Get some plates, get some things to deck out our counters here. And then we can fill this out with details next time, as well as kind of finish out the base. Like, or I guess like, yeah, filling this out a bit more. I like how this is coming along though. We'll pick up next time on Wednesday. And for anybody, yeah, for anybody who's not aware, so I'll be back on Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. PST, which is, you can see that little card that I have there in the bottom left of the gameplay. Every Monday, Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. PST. And then also on Thursday, I'm going to actually be playing a DJ set for Lord Rastafari's Smoke Bucket Bash, I think it's called. And that's actually going to be midday in the PST time, so 12 to 2 p.m. PST on Thursday. That's just the time slot that was available. Yeah, I'll have to be back, or not. I'll have to be back. I will be playing then, and I know it's going to be a bit early for a lot of people, but possibly a really good time for some other people who are other parts of the world. So yeah, that's what's going on the rest of this week. Working on a bunch of stuff as well, project-wise, that is not quite ready to be revealed to everybody yet, but something to look forward to. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody, to the stream. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed building along with me and hanging out. Hopefully, whatever you were doing while I was streaming, because I know a lot of you were building and stuff, hopefully you got a bunch of stuff done. And I'll see y'all on Wednesday, yeah? Thank you. Thank you. See y'all soon. Oh yeah, and there you go. In case anyone's watching and wants to join my Discord, where we talk about housing and we share what we're working on, and you can get notifications of my upcoming streams and all of that. So for anybody who isn't in the Discord, you're welcome to join. For anybody who is in the Discord and is not aware, there's a housing unlock section near the very top, as well as an area to get notifications. So if you'd like to opt into notifications for anything, take a look there, and then you can get a little ping every time I'm about to go live with housing or DJ sets or both. So would love to have you there. And there's also my link tree for going to any of my other socials, YouTube, Twitter, yeah, whatever else may come in the future. But until next time, good evening, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or day or whatever time of day it is for you.